You got perfect timing. I'm about to start a little puff puff give in this mother.
What's up, Red Phone fam? It's your girl Aries, and I'm back once again, okay, with season 2, episode 2 of Reasonable Doubt. This episode is titled Say Hello, and I'm sure that's a Jay-Z album title reference. I personally do not know that song, and I didn't have the time to even go look it up. We didn't already establish that this is just a big homage to hip-hop, music, everything about this series, y'all. I'ma just, every time that I do the recap, okay, we're gonna just have us a little moment just to show our adoration and appreciation for all that this show is. Like, if you ain't watching Reasonable Doubt, you really missing out on a gem. Man, shout out to the creator and executive producer, Ramala Muhammad. Shout out to Kerry Washington. Like, shout out to everybody involved, because this show is so fly, just so black. Like, yeah, if you ever were to say that a show was a black show, I'ma claim this one. You know, y'all could have them ideas. You don't necessarily gotta categorize everything as black, but this, I'ma own that, because everything about it, the layers, the nuance, just the wardrobe. Yeah, Jax is gonna be fly, but she's also, when she laying around the house, gonna have on, like, you know, a screen tee, Boys in the Hood, Jimi Hendrix, what have you, something real black like that. Like, Black writers is involved. I'm glad that y'all down to the studio making things happen. Y'all doing y'all thing, and I'm enjoying every piece of it. This is art, chef's kiss type shit. Okay, so you know what? Lewis over here, you know, they spend the night now and whatnot. I really don't focus too much time on Lewis and Jax's relationship, because honestly, it is just so draining to watch and just to see, and it just gives me confirmation that, you know, that's just not my lane. It just requires too much. So that's why the reviews is really short, because I don't spend a lot of time on the ins and outs of they ups and downs and downs and outs. It's just, man, it's toxic. They in a toxic relationship. It's good people on both sides. I will say that. They both got their thing about them, but it's just too realistic. Honestly, it's just too realistic. That's what I love about it, and that's why I just could go on and on and on if we went and talked about them. So to keep the review short and uploadable, pretty much I just cut all that out, because I could be down here all day dissecting and picking apart the relationship between Jax and Lewis. That's enough on that. Before we get another little further, make sure y'all doing a big tariff for me, baby. So in episode 2, Jax brings on a new lawyer to help with Chanel's case. However, when they disagree on the tactics, Jack go behind his back and make a move that end up backfiring in an unexpected way, y'all. That's the episode description. And if I couldn't say it no better. That's a perfect way to sum up exactly what happened in this episode. And we gonna get right into it, y'all. We start off back at the office. Jackson cut her hair down, because, you know, she's trying to save on time. Got her a fly little cut. I like it. We back at the office with Daniel and the homegirl. I still don't know her name, y'all. Let me know. Drop down in the comments if you know. Okay, so it just took me a second. I just went and looked it up. It's Crystal, y'all. Daniel and Crystal, they getting briefed on Corey. He's coming in. They talking they mess about him. But look, you know, the man pulls up stunning. Shout out to Morris Chestnut. Shout out to this man. Okay? Crystal, what? What you talking about? She said, oh, yeah, you know what? Never mind. He could be all in the videos then. And basically, he just has that charisma. He come in here and he razzle-dazzle the people that need to be razzle-dazzled. He razzled the partners. It's a big boys club now. They know his legacy, his pedigree. Granddaddy was a lawyer. Daddy was a lawyer. Okay? So Jax and Corey go down here to the jailhouse, and honestly, Chanel, the entitlement, You little heifer, the entitlement that you was giving your friend about this whole situation that you put yourself in. You did this. Now you up in here talking about telling Jax, I ain't heard from you in weeks. Cause she out here fighting for your life. She out here finding people, attorneys, and assigning them and bringing them to the firm and pushing papers for you. Up here shaking hands and bringing donuts to the DA for you. And you talking about I ain't seen you in weeks. I don't know how Jax does it quite. I just really don't know quite how she does it. Y'all, let me know how you would be able to hold up in this situation in the position that Jax is in. Because Miss Girl is just, I'm ready to throw the book at her. I'm ready to, look, she just, funky with it. You know, okay, so she finally go ahead on and hear Corey out. Corey asked Jax, can you go ahead and leave the room? Let me speak with her. Corey ended up telling Chanel exactly what she needed to hear, basically. That, look, this is my lane. I specialize in DV cases. I done got women off like you before. And I got the game plan for this. I know the blueprint. Basically, just sit back and watch me work. You know, Chanel feel more reassured and at ease. She go out here and tell Jax, you've been redeemed. Like, girl. Anyway, Crystal, later on that day, Crystal ends up sending Jax a clip of Corey on CNN or somewhere down there where Nancy Grace be reporting at Court TV type of thing. And he talking about no bail for Chanel. No bail for Chanel. Chanel gonna stay in jail. No bail for Chanel. Chanel gonna stay in jail. Jax is like, what? Hold up. I don't think that's what's best for the case. I don't think that's best for Chanel. And Chanel talk about, that ain't what she want to do either. Why? This is what they talking about in the episode description, that Jax goes behind the new attorneys, that Jax go behind this man back. Y'all are too tired. I love this show. I love talking about it. Jax goes behind Corey's back and it's gonna backfire. So the ladies are down to Sally's house. They in the closet and they going over all the little stuff that they could sell. They can put JT stuff on Depop and Poshmark, and they figuring out, what all they could get. So they still ain't got enough for the bail. Sally comes down to the couch crying to her husband, asking if they could put up the house. And look at his face, because that's how he looking, like, you want to borrow my car? Like, you want us to put the house up? She was like, if it was somebody in your family, I'd do it for you. He was like, it'll never be nobody in my family, because I wouldn't do that for nobody. You have a big heart, Sally, but it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. I don't know what happened, Sally, what type of strange you went in there and pulled, and what you was able to do to get your husband to agree to some crazy ass, bogus ass terms like this. Because next thing I know, Chanel's out. Chanel out on bail, y'all. Chanel out on bail. Hey, Chanel out on bail, sitting in the living room with the kids on her lap. She thinking shit cool, yeah, Chanel out on bail. Chanel out on bail. So Corey finds out that Chanel's out. He go over to Jax's house real hostile, like, confronting her. Because, I give it to him, like, what kind of professional level of professionalism are we working on? Because never in the history of my work history has somebody come behind the first chair and pull the rug from up under him. Now, all that said and done, it was real nasty, like real hostile and aggressive to the woman. And Lewis definitely came from out that back room, child. And he said, let him come over here one more time with all that bass in his voice, and I'm going to show you what a real nigga look like. And I was like, Lewis, oh my God. Okay, yeah, I love their characters individually. Together, they get on my nerves. Meanwhile, Daniel is back down to a police station or somewhere. You know, he be pulling a lot of strings and making a lot of connections with a lot of ladies so that he can get a date possibly, but definitely get the information that we need for the case. And Carmelita is telling him, like, look, it's something suspicious about this money in this account. It looks like when a husband is trying to move money to an offshore type of thing to hide it. And we taking that and we running back to Corey with the details. So Dan let Corey know, look, the money is kind of sus. It looks suspect that the money is coming from his JT's foundation into some other account. And Corey's suspicion is that this must be why the district attorney came with that first degree charge, because they feel like it's money at play, big money at play, and it's giving motive for Chanel to go ahead on and do what she did. It may not be just a simple cut and dry case of DV, self-defense type thing. So, you know, we gonna get to the bottom of that, y'all. Meanwhile, Jax is talking to Corey off to the side like, look, I know you feel some kind of way because I went behind your back, but I guarantee you that this is the best thing for Chanel. This is the best thing for the case. And Corey is like, okay, I guess we'll see. But I mean, I was on more of a strategic standpoint. That's how I was coming. I get that you want to be nurturing to the situation, but optically is not looking good. And it's just not. So either you gonna stand back and let me do my job. This is what I would have said. You gonna either give me the lead or I'm gonna take a leave and be done with this thing, because it's spiraling into a shit show real quick. And I'm sure that Corey is already having some second thoughts about it, because Jax just won't give up control. She got that control issue. She has a problem with giving up full control. It's close to home as it is. It's her sis, her good long time grow up day one friend type of thing. And she's too involved. So it's the day of the funeral, and basically everybody out here looking stupid and crazy. Chanel, you looking stupid and crazy for going. I don't know. It just, kids or not, they just wouldn't have been going either. If it came down to me fighting for my life and I had to bludgeon this man to get him up off of me, then nobody will be going, because, I mean, clearly the job had to be done. We got Corey looking stupid and crazy at watching himself on TV be a walking and talking contradiction about how Chanel, his client, wasn't going to post bail. She ain't had no money to do it. She's broke, assets frozen and gone with JT in the ground. Okay, what I did like about this scene, though, was when Chanel let the mama know, look, if it wasn't me, if it wasn't him, it would have been me. It would have been my funeral up in this thing. So, ma'am, you can twist and turn your mouth up all you want with your old witch-looking ass. Where they be getting these little old-ass actors at? Like, man, we have the perfect role for you. Meanwhile, Daniel, he might as well go ahead on and work for the prosecutor at this point, because all the dirt that he is digging up on Chanel, y'all, it's like, damn, is this even the defense? But it's because Chanel is moving shady and she wasn't honest with her attorney. They basically found out that Chanel been moving money up until the week that she took JT out, and she done moved it into an account that ain't tied to him or any of his nonprofits or none of that. It's looking real scammerish. It's looking real scammerish and premeditated, because you didn't have time to wash money and filtrate it into this other account that can't be considered an asset of the marriage. Like, Chanel, you've been doing your research. Look, and I'm not mad at it. I just wish that you had planned the back end of the thing out a little bit more thoroughly, because all of that first half was elaborate and on point. You even lucked up on getting out on bail. Even that wasn't a part of your strategic plan. You didn't have a plan after taking JT out. Whatever happened at that point, it was up in the air. You was just going to hope for the best, I guess. So next thing we see is Chanel over here at Sally's. And it really was giving me that she was trying to give her goodbyes, child. Like, she was giving her that long, warm hug, cryptic message about being there and taking care of her kids. Like, girl, don't forget that I literally put the house up for you. So you ain't gotta thank me too hard. Just stick around. Next day, Jax wake up. She get a phone call. First is Corey, because remember, Corey told Daniel, keep your good eye on Chanel. Now that we got all this paper trail and money washing and things going on, keep your eye on her. And I want to tell on her at all times. So Corey first calls and he letting Jax know, we can't get a hold of Chanel. The phone's off. I said, Lord. Not the phone being off. Next thing we know, Sally calling Jax. Like, girl, Chanel phone off. And I found a crazy ass message in the little girl backpack talking about mommy will always love you and this and that and that and this. Real brief and to the point. It was given taking myself out tease, but with the money in play, we know that is not the case. So Jax go over there to the house. Ain't nowhere, no Chanel, nowhere to be damn found. Okay, Corey on the phone pissed because he's like I told you, this was not the best thing for the client or the case. And you know how it always ends with them just giving the expletive, like, and the camera going shut. Like last season, it was like F. Now it's like, oh, hell no. Like, man, I'm telling you, this thing is so real and realistic. Once again, shout out to Ramla Muhammad. Shout out to Kerry Washington. Shout out to all the actors, all the legends and goats in this series. Y'all doing y'all thug thizzo. This was a phenomenal episode. I can't wait to see what happens next Thursday, y'all. You can count on me for being on time with the review. I'm going to come through with it. I'm really fascinated and captivated by this series. And this season 2 is delivering just as much as the season 1 did. It is definitely meeting my expectations there. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
I'm about to show y'all who the real Puff Daddy is.